Perfect, perfect. So welcome everybody. For those of you that are just logging on, my name is Lemar Weber, and I am a designer with Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft. Tonight we're going to be creating some fabulous little mixed media book, I guess kit, and it's a little, what do you call it? It's called Mixed Media with Gelatos. Okay, it's a really cute kit. Lots of textures, lots of fun. So I'll show you all different things that you can do with it, as well as what you can add to the kit with what you already have. Because I know most of you have so many of the Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft products already. So this is just a fabulous little addition to your stash. So I'll go ahead and show you everything that's included in here. And I'm going to switch the camera angle, and I'm going to turn my fabulous big lights on. So let's switch the camera here right away. Let me know if you can see it. Can we see okay? Hopefully, hopefully. All right. How's that? Does that look good? Good, good, good. Yeah, Naoko's awesome. So you just ask her questions and she shall answer them for you, my friends. All right. So here's the here's a couple of the pages. Where are the other ones? Somewhere over here. But, oh, it got dark all of a sudden. Just a second. Why is that? Why is that? I have no idea. That is so weird. Anyhow, these right here are a couple of the pages that we'll be creating tonight. So really fun, lots of texture. I'll show you how to create all this fun stuff. And for those of you that are tuning in, to the recording, I said this, I think, off of the recording, we're going to be giving away 4 of these fabulous puppies. And what do you guys need to, do you guys remember what you need to tweet? You need to tweet hashtag mixed media mixed media kits. Okay. And the coupon code for my shop tonight with lots of the items that we'll be using tonight is Limor Ustream. Okay, Limor, Ustream, all one word, and you get 15% off the entire order. Okay, just for tonight to say thank you for tuning in. So there we go. So let's get started. Let's open this up. And I kind of already took it apart because I was looking at it and playing, obviously. And this kit is so cool. It doesn't come this disorganized. That was my own doing. That was me taking it apart. All right. So let me show you some of the things that you've got in there, which is really, really cool. So all of this, so first of all, it comes with a couple of tissue papers. Check out these tissue papers. Yummy-o, right? Look at that. Lovely. Okay, so we'll have fun with those tonight. And then it comes with all these different textural papers. So this is that plastic stuff, and you can peel this right off, and it tells you to peel it off. So this plastic is really fun to play with. It comes with canvas, so really beautiful, beautiful thick canvas. It comes with this, it's like a faux wood chipboard kind of thing. It's almost got like a liner of wood, and then the rest, the back part is chipboard. So it's really cool, and it's super heavy, like a journal board. This is the journal board material that we have in our journal boards at Design Memory Craft. So these are super awesome for mixed media. Then it's just some regular chipboard. And this is, I believe it's watercolor paper. It kind of looks like it. So really cool textures to play with for all you mixed media junkies. And I like that they have grommets because you can use the little ring to put them all together, right? To have a little swatch book at the end. Then you have a couple stencils that come with it, which is so cool. And a cute little knife to cut some of your gelatos and do some fun stuff. These fabulous droppers. Okay, so you guys will see me, you guys have seen me use these, but we'll use them tonight again. And you'll also get like a mini mister, and it's quite big actually, it's quite fat. So I really like that. It's not the usual thin ones, it's a little bit fatter. Really like that. And you'll get, for those of you that have never used our textural accents, you will get 3 of these Fabulosos. You'll get cold porcelain clay, which I'll show you how to use tonight. What is this? Whipped spackle, which we'll definitely use tonight. But you guys have seen me use it, and we have it in the bigger jars, right? And then the fabulous glass bead glitter gel. Okay. Then it also comes with our older ones, which is the glaze. I wouldn't say older, but they're just, these are the newer. So the glaze, the gel medium, and the gesso. So, I mean, you're pretty stocked up. And then it comes with three gelatos. And the names of these ones, if I'm not mistaken, this one's mango, this one is champagne, and this one is, I think it's bubble gum. Okay. So 3 fabulous, fabulous colors. It doesn't mean you just have to use these colors, of course. The other thing we'll use tonight is the double scoops. Okay, so we'll be using some double scoops tonight, so don't fret. But the coolest thing about it is that if you're very new to mixed media, this is really cool. This is literally just a, it's not even, it's called a design guide, but really what it is, it's just a little idea book. Okay, and it doesn't have absolutely everything to do in this book, but it certainly gives you ideas on how to use each product that's in the kit, which is really, really cool. So it's a nice guide for you to go through. I probably will not do the exact same thing. I'm not actually at all doing the exact same thing that you see here in these techniques. I want to cover some more different ones. However, this is just an awesome little book for you guys to be able to look through and reference when you don't know, what to do, right? So really, really cool ideas. So that's that. I'll put that off to the side. And Naoko, you can go ahead and text me if anybody has any questions that we haven't answered or anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with our first one. And the first one that I want to start with, and maybe I'll put this camera down just a bit. How's that? Is that a little bit better? Can everybody see okay? Is that good? Yeah. What's going on? Is there a problem tonight? All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the gelatos from this kit, and I'm literally just going to use these 3 colors because I want to show you that, even though this kit only, let's say you only have these 3 colors because you just got the kit, that's okay. Oops. Hello, what happened? Let's put something dark here. Here, let's go like that. We need something dark, and I think sometimes it just needs to focus. All right, so we'll leave that there so the camera can stay in focus because it's too white. Okay, and what you want to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and leave it unprepped. And I'm going to go ahead and take, this one's bubble gum, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm actually doing what's called color blocking. And I feel like this canvas is already pre-prepped. It doesn't actually say it on there, but man, this thing is like so smooth. And then I'm just going to smooth it out with my fingers. And you'll see how easy it just blends, right? Isn't that beautiful? You'll need a baby wipe with you whenever you're doing something like this because otherwise you'll contaminate the rest of the colors when you're blending. And so the next color, I don't necessarily want to do a square. And you don't have to be perfect either. And you don't even have to press that hard because it just blends so beautifully and easy. Yeah, I believe this surface is prepped. Otherwise, it would never flow like this. Okay, and then I'm going to take the champagne and do the exact same thing. Okay, and you'll find the metallics blend a little bit differently than some of the other colors. And then what I'm doing with my fingers, I'm cleaning my finger off, but I'm also blending the seams onto each other and then going a bit further. It's just so beautiful. It just kind of creates that seamless transition. Okay. Yeah, there we go. And then what else am I going to do? I'm going to do a little bit of the bubble gum right here. Just like that. I'm not being very perfect, on purpose. You don't want to be. And then just blending. We're going to do some finger blending today, just like that. Okay, fabulous. I love it already. And let's use a little bit of the champagne right there. Just like so. And blend. Fabulous. Let's do a little bit of the orange, which is the mango. Colors are so gorgeous in the gelato line. And you'll see how beautiful they blend. Look at that. I mean, the blending is just stunning. So easy to use, right? Oops, I'm stuck. Do you guys want to see something really cool? Do you guys see how my nails are dark right now? Did you guys notice at the beginning of the show my nails were light gray? They're mood changing gel. So you might see later that they'll get lighter. It's hilarious. So if you notice my nails going lighter, you know why. It's not, you're not tripping out. You're not tripping out. What's really cool is that when you actually mix some of these colors, you can get another color entirely, which is really, really fun. So let's do another one right there. This guy, because now you can see I use this color and that color together, and it created that gorgeous, gorgeous color right there. Let's use a bit of this gold. Just like that. If you don't clean your finger off, you'll get kind of like a blend of colors, which is cool if that's what you want. Okay. And then let's use a little bit of the orange. Get right in there. Just like that. So that's what I kind of call color blocking. Okay. There's 3 in this particular kit. And then what I'm going to now do is I'm going to clean my finger off and just kind of blend all the seams that I didn't really get to. Some I did and some I didn't, and I'm just kind of blending until I'm satisfied with the look that I want. And I continue to kind of clean my fingers off so I don't get this one unison color throughout my page. Okay, just like that. But this beautiful blended effect. Yeah. No, I'm not pressing very hard on the paper at all, actually. It's very, very smooth. Yeah, very, very smooth. All right. And next what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, I want to create a little bit of a different effect. And the effect that I want to go for is by using the glaze. Okay, I'm going to grab it. It's in the kit right here. Where's the glaze? Here's the glaze. So I'm going to take the glaze, and I want some of this color to almost run a little bit. Now, if you wanted this to set, you could heat set this, or you could go ahead and spray it with a fixative, and it'll be completely dry and it won't move and it'll be permanent. Now, I want it to move a little bit and have a little bit more of how many gelatos are there in this kit? There's only 3. How many gelatos are in total? No, Coco can answer that. Yeah, she can answer that. So what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to squirt some glaze onto my paper like this, but instead of using the brush, I'm actually going to go ahead and just use like one of these guys. I use these guys all the time. Okay. I'll just add a little bit more. I love the Design Memory Craft glaze. It's so yummy. And you'll see that it moves a little bit and it just really starts to blend those colors together, almost picking up some of that color. Do you see that? And you can see it, if I go like this, you can actually see the color that it picked up, right? And I'm okay with that. I really want that look. If you really want it, smooth it out, you can certainly go ahead and take a brush and, you know, brush it on, but that's not quite the look that I wanted to have. So I'm going to brush just a little bit, but not too much, just like that. And stick it in water because you definitely don't want your brush to harden with the glaze. So I'm going to go ahead and heat set this, and I can answer some of your questions, okay? Noko, how many gelatos are in the entire collection now? Do we know? Do we have an idea? Which paper? This paper? The canvas? Can anyone tell me how messy the back of that paper looks now? Which paper? This is a canvas, so I'm not sure. Or are you talking about this one? Is there 37? I don't know where Naoko is. I'm not sure if she can hear me. Wouldn't that be awesome to have a color chart for the gelatos? That would be so fabulous. Yay. Do you want me to show the steampunk colors? I can. I have them here. I have them in the wrong barrels, but I have them here. I've ordered the steampunk colors for the shop, so they will be here as soon as they ship. Noko, can you tell us how many gelatos there are in the entire line, please? Sorry guys, I just need to dry this so that we can do the next step. I do recommend a fixative for the gelatos if you're going to add layers and layers and layers. Plus, if you're going to put something up on the wall, I always recommend a fixative no matter what medium it is. So gelatos are kind of no different. Yeah. That's kind of how I see it. I got to tell you something about heating glaze. And so glaze and gel mediums, they're active glues, right? So unless every time you put heat, they will reactivate, right? So once they're completely set, they're set. But you'll find that when you're heat setting, sometimes you're like, oh, it's still wet, it's still wet. But when you actually take the heat off and then you let it cool for a minute and you touch it, it's completely dry. So isn't that pretty cool? Well, the only reason I say use a fixative, because if you're going to put them on the wall and things like that, you just don't want dust and stuff to get on it. That's you know, that's kind of my reasoning, not because it'll run or permanency. I'm talking more about, you know, getting dust on things. I always use a fixative for my art. So if that's something that you're worried about, that's what I would use. And just like, you know, your regular fixative from, I'm sure Michael's has some like Krylon or whatever those general ones are. There's a whole bunch of different names. And it's all like personal preferences, I think. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and give this a little bit of a background stamp. But before I do that, I'm going to actually take, these are our double scoop gelatos. And for those of you that haven't seen them, look at the difference between, let me show you, like look at the difference in barrel, right? So double the pigment, double the barrel. You can do some really beautiful large scale projects with this, which is really, really cool. So you don't have to worry about cutting yours up and, you know, not having enough. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm just adding a little bit of an edge. And what's really cool is like, look how easy, and I'm barely putting any pressure, like literally barely any pressure. And the blending continues. And I can even take some that's right here and just continue putting it on the rest of the page, which is really, really cool. Okay, so I don't want to do the whole thing, but I'm going to do some corners and such. Like I said, barely any pressure. And part of the reason why you don't need to worry about putting any pressure is because this canvas now is really prepped. It's pre-gessoed, it's got glaze now, so there's a really nice, beautiful base of prep on it, so you don't need to worry about pressing too hard. It just blends automatically. Isn't that a gorgeous background? Love that. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take your favorite background stamp, and I'm going to grab one of my absolute faves, this one right here, and I love this one. We have it in the store, so this is just awesome. I love it. And I'm going to take my Stampers Big Brush pen, okay, and this is in the black, all right, and this is my favorite. It's India ink, it's light fast, it's just acid free, it's so fabulous, and I just like to go ahead, and I don't need to get a perfect image. That's really not what I'm going for, which is why I'm going for a background stamp and not a solid, let's say, you know, heart or something, right? And I just kind of color it, and if I miss some of the spots, I don't care. It doesn't matter. It just adds to the beauty of a background, right? And I don't use a stamping block for this particular reason, okay? Because you want it to be imperfect. And then I'm going to just go ahead and press it down. You put 50 of them. Just like that. Look how gorgeous that is, right? And then you can actually continue if there's a little bit of ink here and there. Add a couple more circles, okay, just like that. I'm going to give it a quick heat set so that it's nice and dry. Because it's on glaze, it'll just take a second to dry. If it's on paper, it dries like super quick. Just like that. I don't usually clean my stamps, but I've been really overloading them with ink lately, so I better just give them a quick wipe. I find that the less I clean them, the better they work. Truly. I don't know why that is. I don't know if that's even supposedly true, but that's what I find myself. So, and I'm going to go ahead and put this off to the side for just a moment. And now that it's a little bit dry, I am going to go ahead and take the white gelato. And this is kind of like those basic things that you kind of want to have in your stash. I'm using a small one because the harder one is, the bigger one is a little bit harder to use in something like this. And I'm just going to go ahead and go right in the circles there, just like that. And you want to have clean fingers for this because you're going to blend right inside the circle with your finger. And what this does is it just kind of gives it a little bit of an accent. It just kind of pops out of the page, doesn't it? It doesn't have to be perfect either, so don't try to be perfect. But I'm going to show you a little trick, okay? Let's say that you're really unhappy with the way that circle, that you went a little bit out of the circle because you have glaze on here. What's really cool is that you can actually take a baby wipe and wipe off some of that imperfection that you did and start over. So it's really, really cool. Sometimes that's why I like to use glaze, because it's very forgiving, especially for those of you that have first started with mixed media. This is kind of one of those things that you certainly want to have. And the glaze from Design Memory Craft just rocks. All right, just like that. Isn't that cool? I'm going to do a couple more just for fun. I shouldn't call it Design Memory Craft. It's Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft. Sometimes I get lazy with my words when I teach because I talk too much. So I apologize. There we go. Just like that. And then I want to do a couple of those little ones just for fun. Just to give me a little something. I think they're kind of cute. Just like that. Is glaze out on the website? It could very well be. I use it all the time. But a gel medium will work as well. Almost just as well as the glaze. For that same, you can have that same effect. So if there's no glaze, you can use gel medium. Glaze will give it more of a shinier look though. That's all. Sometimes I don't like the shiny look. So it just depends on your personal preference. Isn't that cute? So that's that piece, okay? And now what I like to do is I always kind of like to go in with a little bit more color. Sometimes I find that, oh, you know, it's missing a little bit of pink or a little bit of something, and I just go in a little bit with the pink. I always find that I need pink. It's like I love my pink. And I just go in and I add a little bit more. And it creates a little bit of that fun shadow. Spots that, you know, I didn't quite get it. Right? Isn't that beautiful? Just shadowy. So stunning. All right. Now what's really cool is because you have the surface prepped, you can go ahead and go back in with your Stampers Big Brush pen. And you can really outline those circles. And then you can actually take your fingers. And now you have a beautiful shadow. Do you see that? See how it's a shadowed circle? And just like that. You don't have to do the whole thing, but it creates a little bit of interest, right? That's that beautiful India ink on a prepped surface. Just creates the most beautiful effects, doesn't it? Just like that. Love it. Love it. Not sure what I would ever do without my Stampers Big Brush pen, to be honest with you. And last but not least, just this one right here. And I want to show you the difference between one that I did it to and the one that I didn't. You can kind of see the circles, how different they look. Isn't that cool? Love that. All right, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and use this tissue paper that came with it, which I love, 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 love. And you guys know that I love to fussy cut every once in a while. So yes, I'm actually going to go ahead and do that. And I love these triangles, right? Because I never throw anything away. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut a little piece of that tissue paper. And if you're not a fussy cutter, you really don't want this option. That's totally okay. There is. I'm going to show you a different option just because I know there's some of you that are like, are you kidding me? There's, have you guys seen this washi tape? It's this chevron washi tape, so you can use those as well if you're not a big fussy cutter. But I recommend, this comes in the kit, so it's actually really fun to play with, and I'll show you a different application of what you can do with the tissue tape if you don't want to fussy cut it out, because there's not a whole lot of fussy cutters in the mixed media world, I have to say. And I'm going to cut out the triangles just like that. So, any questions so far? Do you have any questions? No, not yet? All right. Not a problem. I'm going to cut that piece off, and I'm just going to apply it about right there, okay? And how I do that is I'm going to go ahead and grab my gel medium now. I have it in the big tub, or I can go ahead and use the small one. This is gesso. Gel medium is right here. And because it's in a little tube, I'm actually going to go ahead maybe and squirt it right here. And then I can use it right from here. Take a little brush. Okay. And I like to just apply it right onto the page, just like so. Okay. And then you can go right over the top as well, because it doesn't matter. it'll dry clear. And that's the beauty of it. It'll dry perfectly clear. And then I go ahead and just either cut or rip that little piece off. And you can use it or not in a different project. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and actually apply those little triangles right on the top here. So this one right here. And then we'll get on with the next page in just a moment. We may not finish all the textures tonight, but you'll certainly get a really nice sense of how to use this fabulous kit, that's for sure. An hour and 15 minutes usually isn't enough time for a show, or is it an hour? I can't remember how long this show is. I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick dry. Oh good, you guys are fussy cutters. I know, right? It's kind of like Charlie Brown for sure. Where's the teal? You guys are funny. You guys are funny. The kit is right here. You can watch the recording as well, but here's the kit. It's a mixed media with Gelatos Kit, okay? And the recording will have it all there, I promise. Now, last but not least, I always like to do little Limor signature pieces, and I like to just go ahead with a little bit of the white, give it a bit of a shadow so that it's not so stark. It just kind of bugs me when it's super stark because I'm kind of that messy, grungy type of person. I'm going to go ahead, and you can do this with a white pen or with a Gelatos, it doesn't matter, and just give it a little bit of a shadow, right, just for fun. And then the other thing that I want to do, that I want to show you how to do, which is so much fun, is how to cut up the Gelatos. And so I'm going to actually do that. I was going to let me grab a piece of something else. Hang on. I'm actually going to do it on this block right here because I think it'll be easier to showcase. And all you need to do is you need to take a palette knife. Now look at mine. Mine is just, I use it a lot, can you tell? And sometimes I don't clean it. I'm a bad girl, bad girl. I'm going to go ahead and cut it right up. Just like that. You don't even need that much. That is a whole lot. But I want to show you my fun little splatters, okay? And you're just going to squish it down. Just like so. All right, and some of it is now stuck to my, I need another one just for fun because I had other gunk on there, so I got stuck to it. There we go. And I'm going to add a little bit of water, and what it does is it starts to just blend it and create this beautiful paste. Just beautiful white paste, which we may use later as well. So I'll keep it off to the side, maybe. Do you see that? So, I mean, if you could actually touch it, it's just so yummy and textury and just delicious. Just don't eat it. And then I'm going to take my fan brush, which is my favorite, and I go ahead and add just a little bit more water to make it a little bit more flowy. Now, when you do this, watch your computer screens, people, or you're going to get it all over, and then you're going to go ahead and just flick a little bit. Well, see, I already got some on my computer, and a little bit right there. Okay, and it just gives it, I don't know, it just gives it a little something something, right? And I'll show you the two of them. Two kind of, you know, the same yet different, right? So that's one. So let's move on to another one, okay? Move up this off to the side and create one more page. I swear, I have this giant room and I never have enough room. How does that actually work? I'm not sure. But let's move this off to the side, close this up, and let's use, the next page that I want to use is, I'm going to use this guy right here, okay? And we are going to make this guy right here, which I think is just way too much fun. And so I will show you a different way to use your tissue paper. This tissue paper is so much fun. So I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to rip it. Okay. I don't want to use the whole thing. I do want a little bit of white space. So rip some of it. It doesn't have to be totally perfect. Even rip some on the top so that it's not that perfect. Imperfection is kind of what you're going for. And then for this, I'm going to use my gel medium. So I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more gel medium to my dish. And grab my little brush again, clean it off. All right, and actually let's use a little bit of a bigger brush because I get impatient. I can't use little brushes. I'm all about the big. Go big or go home, right? You guys know me already. I like big brushes. I don't necessarily like the small ones. Now what you want to do is you want to kind of bunch it up. You want that texture in there, remember, right? This is mixed media. This isn't a perfection scrapbook class, right? So the more imperfections you have on your page, the more beautiful it is. All right, so lots of texture. That's kind of what you're going for. You don't even need to cut that piece off. You can literally just fold it over and add some more gel medium to it. Okay, that's kind of what you're going for. Apply the next one. We need a little bit more gel medium. Okay, just like that. And we might want to add some to the bottom as well. It's not going to stick, right? And you know, this is really for background purposes anyway. So you're not going to see a whole lot of it. I mean, if you really look really hard, you can kind of see the maps here and there. It's kind of hard to see it on camera, but they're there. They're certainly there. So let's add some of those strips as well. And just like that. The canvas is part of the kit, yes. All right, so just like so. You don't even have to use the whole thing, but I will. Ta-da. All right, so that's that. And I'm just going to put this in water so it doesn't harden, and I'm going to give it a quick heat set. Very quick. Any questions so far? Actually, before I continue to do that, I'm actually going to apply gel medium to the entire thing. That's what I forgot to do. I knew I forgot something. Sometimes I create something days in advance, and then by the time the show comes, I sometimes forget some of the steps that I used. That's why when I create classes, I have to write everything down or I am hooped. Did you guys know that we're bringing Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft to Australia? So I do have my Prima classes, which are going to be with using lots and lots and lots of the Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft. If very many of you are from Australia and New Zealand, be sure to check out the links on my Facebook or on my website and come sign up for a class. It's in the kit. All right. So that's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and take those same colors that I used earlier, okay, in that previous tag because they come in the kit. And I'm just going to apply some over the top. And what you'll find is that because you use gel medium, it's so easy to just blend with your fingers. Okay, so I'm going to make some on the top, some on the bottom here. It's just so smooth and silky to blend. So yummy. Some places you want to do darker than others, of course. and blend, blend, blend. How many pages in the kit? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like 6 pages. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty, pretty cool. All right, and I'm just adding a little bit more of the pink there. Just like that. And you'll see how the bubble gum just kind of mixes with the mango and it creates a totally different color, which is so cool. That's kind of what you want to go for. You want to just start to create a blending of colors. Oops, not sure where that came from. Yeah, they really do have a lot of stuff in them, don't they? Okay, so that's the nice blended look. Okay, and I didn't even finish blending it all the way, but what's really cool that you can do, oh, I forgot this color. I forgot one more color. So just a little bit, because we're going to use it in a different way in just a moment, actually. Some of our textural accents. Okay, and so what was I going to show you? I was going to take a baby wipe, and what you can do is you can wipe some of that color off, actually, which is really fun. It just creates a little bit, I don't know, just a little bit of a different look, right? And if you want to add a little bit more color back in because it's just too light for you, just add it back in, right? So, but the baby wipe really gives you that fun play, right? That fun moisture to play. And just continue to add layers and layers and layers, because mixed media is really all about the layers. Okay, just like that. I'm pretty happy with that, so that I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to let that sit for just a couple minutes, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the champagne and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of the whipped spackle. And the whipped spackle in the kit comes in little, let's see, let me find it just a second. Comes in these little guys, okay? But you can, of course, get the big guys, okay? But if you've never used it before and you want to try it out, this is a perfect way for you to try it out. So what you want to do is, oh, I just stuck my finger in glaze. I'm going to take another one of those. I'm going to actually bring my mat over, slide it in, and I'm going to use one of my palette knives, just like so. And I am the messiest crafter on the planet. You guys already know that. I'm not the cleanest crafter. I just can't possibly be, right? I'm going to cut that up. And I'm going to smush it down. And what I want to do is I don't want to add too much water. I just want to add just a little bit because I am going to mix it with a medium. So you don't want this totally wet because it'll change the consistency of your whipped spackle. So you just want enough to just melt it. And I know I'm using a brown craft mat with a gold gelato, so it's probably a little bit hard to see, but I think you can. I think you're all right. And then next what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of that. I'm going to use, because it's so little, I'm going to use like the point of this guy to pull it out. Just like that. Okay. And you still have left over for a whole other project, I think. And then I'm just going to go ahead and mix that up. And what I'm doing is I'm actually tinting my whipped spackle. And you can see the amount of pigment that's in this gelato stick is incredible, isn't it? Look at that. I could keep going. I mean, there's so much in here. I could probably add more whipped spackle. And you can see that wonderful shimmer because it's champagne. Really, really pretty. So what's really cool is that for those of you that are very new to mixed media and you don't have any stencils, which is so huge right now in the crafting world, is this kit comes with 2 fabulous stencils. So I had to use this one in the last page, but I'm going to use this one for fun because I think it's Also a really fun one. So I don't want a square type look, so I'm gonna stop short of the square part and just kind of focus on the middle parts. Okay, just like that. And imperfection is kind of what I'm going for. All right, imperfection is key. Whoops. Ah, do you see that? Kind of fun, right? Just like that. Oh, 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 I moved. I moved. Yikes. Did it work? Oh, it still worked. Look at that. And maybe just a bit more right there. Oh, I love that. It's like fragments, right? Really, really fun. And you could just clean these off if you wanted to and just reuse them. Because they're coated, so they're not gonna, just don't put them in the wash, but use a baby wipe and they come right clean. So it's really, really fun. I'm gonna go ahead and just wipe the rest of this off and maybe put it right here so we may be able to use it a little bit later, but I don't need it right now. So I'm going to wipe this off. And you do need to heat set this if you want to go ahead and add a layer right away. So let's go do that. Any questions so far? Yes, I will. They're on order. They're kind of like a paperish type stencil. Australia's getting Michaels? Really? Wow. I didn't know that. That's news to me. The whipped spackle, let me talk really quick about the whipped spackle. It's so awesome. If you guys ever used it, I'll show it to you in the bigger package. Look at this. I don't like to throw anything away, so sometimes I even put contaminated color in there. Isn't that horrible? But if you look at it and you touch it, it's like whipping cream. I don't even know how to explain it. It's so fluffy. And it weighs nothing. I always think it's empty and it's not. It just literally it weighs nothing. So it's really, really fun to play with. All right, so the next thing that I want to do is I want to go ahead and take my black gelato again, and I just want to go around the edges. And the reason I always use the black gelato or white gelato to frame things is because it literally just frames it. Sometimes it's like, I'm not sure, there's something missing, right? It's that something that's missing, and if you just kind of create a little bit of a border around your tags, it makes such a huge difference, either with white or with black. So you guys remember that I had used earlier that little thing. So I'm just going to go ahead and use these little scrapers. I love these for applying gesso. And what I'm going to do is with that gelato that we had smushed up before, I can go ahead and just add a couple little accents here and there. It's kind of like with acrylic paint, right? This is a technique that, I do with acrylic paint. But why do you need to do acrylic paint when you have gelatos? Which is kind of fun. Acrylic paint still has its place, don't get me wrong. But, oh my gosh, I mean, I just use gelatos now for everything. It's like one thing with one medium, such as this, I can do my entire project, which is pretty incredible if you ask me. Because sometimes I'm lazy and I don't want to get up and I just want to create with what I have. So I literally just pull up my gelatos and they're literally right in front of me all the time. And I'm going to go ahead and just give this a quick splatter again. Because, Limor's in that theme today, apparently. I'm in the splattering thing all the time. Isn't that fun? And we're going to actually tone that down just a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our black gelato and we're going to run it just over the top, just a bit. And what it does is it picks up some of those edges. Do you see that? You got to watch because you just applied some splatter, so you might want to dry those first. So let's do that before I smear everything. Are they lighter? Yeah, look at this one. Okay, look at this nail, because when I heat it up, watch. Okay, watch my nails turn. Isn't that amazing? And look at this guy. Isn't that fun? I know, I could just do a show on nails. See, look, watch. This one's fun. I could, you know, I'm doing like a product pitch for this nail company, I think, right now. Anyway, so now I'm going to go ahead and apply my black gelato over the top. And that just kind of pops a little bit, which is really cool. So that's my background, right? So it's always about creating your background first and then going further. And so now just to finish this off, all I did is I smushed up some of the black gelato, just like I did with the white. And then I want to show you how I use the dropper, okay? Because there's a little dropper that comes in your kit, and I really wanted to make sure that you know how to use it. Because I know we're not going to get to all the pages. Oh, and I forgot, this kit comes with a little knife. So that's actually really cool because you can just go ahead and smush some up with your knife that comes in your kit already. I forgot. And let's clean this off. We're going to smush it up. Let's use this guy. It's easier. Just like that. Okay. And then all you want to do with something like this is you just want to apply a little bit of water. And sometimes I like to do them in here, and that's actually what I did yesterday. But with a dropper, it's actually really easy. You can actually go ahead and just take your dropper and pick up all that yumminess. See, it's right in there. And then all you do is you literally just create little splatter marks all over your page. And that's literally what I did. Okay, and you can even create some right over the top if you wanted to. You can add a little bit of water. Water it down a bit and let it drip. Okay. Just be really fun with it. Don't want it to go crazy. Just a bit. I'm trying to manage the drip. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick heat set. Any questions so far? Yeah, this spatula rocks. This one right here is awesome. And so I want to add just a little bit more to this page because there's still something that's missing. And I don't know if you guys can tell or not, but it's just missing that something something. And that something something sometimes is all it needs is just a little bit of a background stamp. And this is one of my new favorite background stamps. I love this one. It's that Honeycomb. And again, I love to use the Stampers Big Brush pen on here. and imperfect is perfect. Remember that, right? And we're actually going to go ahead and give it a beautiful stamping effect. Just a little bit more on the top right there, maybe just a little bit right there, and I want to show you how gorgeous that looks. Do you see that? It's pretty awesome. So love that. This is such a wonderful stamp set. What's this one called? Honeycomb background. Yeah, that's how easy it is. And then all I did here, and maybe I'm going to skip it so I can do one more page with you, but all I did here is I just used a stamp and I fussy cut it out and I put it on here, and I did the exact same thing with the words. But that's kind of how I created the background, which is really what I wanted to show you, right? So let's go ahead and do we have time for one more page, Naoko? Hopefully she says yes. I don't know how long this show usually goes for, so I want to make sure that, I know she's Eastern Standard Time, so she's a little bit later than us. Can I do one more page? Let's see what she says. You guys ask her. Do we have time for one more? Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. I'm not sure. I'm not getting an answer. Okay, good. Yay. Okay, so we'll do one more page. I think the ladies are really enjoying this little trip. Now, what I wanted to show you is where is it? Porcelain clay. Okay, this is kind of fun, and I'm going to clean this area off a little bit so that I can actually show you how to tint this wonderful thing. The porcelain clay is really cool because it just dries completely, but you can tint it. It's so easily moldable. Okay, so I'm going to actually take a palette knife so I can scoop it out because this thing is too little for me. And look, my fingers are so dirty. I'm actually dirtying this thing. Okay, and it comes out. I'm not sure I need everything that's in here, but at least some of it. So I'm going to scoop it out. There we go. There we go. Just like that. I'm going to leave some in there for later. Don't need to use the entire thing. But what I do want to do is I want to tint it. And as you can see, I didn't use a whole lot of other gelatos from anything else. I continue to use the gelatos that are in the kit, which is pretty awesome. So I want to just go ahead and take just a little bit of the gelato, and you're just going to smush it up just like so. And I like to get it really nice and soft until it's really nice and blended on my craft mat. Okay, just like that. And what happens is you kind of create this warmth when you put it on the craft mat, and it kind of melts it, which is really fun. And that's kind of what you want in order to tint this fabulous cold porcelain clay. And so I just go ahead and I literally just rub it on, and look how quickly it just takes on the color. Okay, and you can make it as light or as dark as you want, of course. You can even take some of it and just mix right into it, like literally just like that. You can put pigment right in and blend. Okay. Yeah, cold porcelain clay. Yeah. And of course, like I said, you can tint it to as dark or as light as you want by just adding more and more pigment to it. Sorry, I was reading the chat. I was trying to multitask. You need it. You guys are hilarious. Yeah, it tints very, very well. Just kind of fun to play with, to be honest with you. I think that's good enough. I'm not going to go crazy on getting it to the perfect color that I want. As my hands, look how dirty my hands are. I can clean it off, and that's kind of the beauty actually of gelatos, that they just, you know, like they just wipe right off, which is pretty cool. Not a whole lot of mediums that, you know, do that, so that's pretty awesome. And so you don't want your hands totally wet to do this next piece, but what you want to do now, I am going to create a tag or one of these pieces. Okay, but let's create some really fun texture. So we're going to create the background of this first. So let's use glass bead glitter gel, okay, for this. And let's use a different stencil for fun, just because we can. How about this? This is a new Dino Weekly mixed stencil. So let's go ahead and use that. Just a fun little stencil. It's got words. Words are always fun. Right, and let's use another palette knife because I have a million of them here because I use so many different things. Okay, so we're going to scoop that puppy out, and this is glass bead glitter gel, which is so yummy. You can hear the beautiful sound, and it's glittery and sand-like, so gorgeous. Okay, just like that. All right, and then I'm going to scoop the rest right back into the bottle because I don't need to waste it. And then I'm going to go ahead and lift, and ta-da! Check out this gorgeousness. So gorgeous. Creates such beautiful texture. So, and what you want to do though, make sure you wipe your stencils off right away because this is like a glue, and it'll just get right onto your stencils. So you want to make sure you wipe off right away. Okay, so I'm going to do that, or otherwise I don't think I'll ever be able to use this again. It gets very sticky. It's like a, you know, essentially it's like a gel medium type consistency with glitter and glass beads. So it's really, really cool. All right, so just like that. And I'm going to go ahead, and you definitely want to heat set this. I have the stencil in the store, yeah. I think I do, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, can you see the sparkles? I don't know if the camera even picks it up. It's so sparkly. It really adds a ton of dimension. And this is on the journal board that comes with it. It's really, really thick and gorgeous. What I'm going to do is I want to show you a really fun technique. So we're going to leave this to the side just to sit and dry for a minute. But I want to show you how to create a really fun little mist with your mister that comes inside your kit. Okay? And so all you do, this is really fun. All you do is you're going to go ahead and take, we got to clean this off because we're going to be using this guy in just a moment. Hang on, I'm just cleaning off the inside of it. I have water right here, so that should work. All right, so you do need the dropper as well. And what I usually like to do is I like to take, let's use 2. We're going to go ahead and cut a little bit of this guy out. Use the knife that's in there. There we go. And we're going to crush it. Okay, so we're going to need one of our palette knives again. Okay. Clean it off since I've been sitting in water, just like that. Okay, and because I've already crushed it, then I can actually go ahead and add it right to the container, and then when I add water to it inside, I can just blend it. Okay, and then usually I just like to take kind of the end of a brush and I just kind of mix it up and get it really nice and blended in there. Okay. And if you want, I have a little bit left on here so we can make it a little bit darker. It's really fun to make these. And of course you can add a little bit more water Just depends how much you want to mist. So let's add a little bit more water for fun. This is they're really highly pigmented anyway. So, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and you're going to take your mister, and I just like to shake it up really good and add it right in here. Or you know what? You can literally just add it right in, just like that. And take the other end, just right here. Okay. And take the cap off, and let's see, is this dry? It's pretty dry. So we can go ahead and we have a little mist. How fun is that? Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Stunning. So let's use a different color just because I know how much you guys like a different color as well. So we'll add a little bit of yellow for fun. Yellow and pink always goes good together, and it kind of creates that fun orange, right? We'll leave a little bit of white because white is always yummy. We want to create some of those a little bit darker, just like that. Isn't that fun, you guys? What do you think? Make it dark and drippy. And moved over. That is just gorgeous. So that's another really fun little thing you can do with your page. Okay, so what's fun about that, we can leave it like that, but let's give it a quick heat set. Really fun, isn't it? But what's cool is that I actually have these cute little wings, and I have them in my stash, so I thought I'd pull them out for this show because we can create, ooh, there's these two. I don't know which ones to use. I kind of like these. I think they're fun. I'm going to show you what I'm thinking. I have this idea in my head, so let's see if it works, because it kind of mimics a little design that's in your little kit. So I'm hoping this will work, but I have the cold porcelain clay, and before it dries, I am going to go ahead and use these fabulous wings. See, how do they work this way? I'm going to create a heart in the middle. Okay, so let's create a little heart. Let's see if we can do that. I don't know. We'll see if this works. Oh my gosh, my fingers are so dirty. I created this dirty heart. I'm not very good at shaping these, but we'll certainly try. Never been good at the clay thing, but you know what? Nothing like a little pressure during a show to make you create something. Okay, I need like a sculpting knife or something. Might be a bit of a weird heart, but that's okay. It's getting there. All right, cute little heart. It's not bad. It's not bad. Come on, right? And so once it's dry, I can actually go ahead and add it right to this page right here with my little wings. But these wings certainly need a little bit of something. So we want maybe a little bit of white, right? So let's take that white gelato we had used earlier, which I kind of lost somewhere. Here we go. Let's see if the white works. And we'll just, ooh, I've got yellow in my hands, so on my fingers, so it's kind of like a yellowy white, which I'm totally okay with. Just go with the flow. That's what I say. Just go with the flow, right? That's what happens when you create on the fly. Love those. Love. Okay, just like that. This one's a bit more yellow than the other one though. We could put a little bit of gesso on it, and that will whiten it up. And there is gesso in your kit. Okay, so just like that, and add this right there, and you've got this beautiful little heart. We can even add, if we want to be a rebel, we can add a bit of drip to our wings. Let's do that. Let's make them drip a bit. Yeah, that. You could even add a little bit of orange for fun. Just because we're rebels, right? We're rebels without a cause. I like that. It's starting to look a little bit better. All right, so then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glue. If I have some, I usually have some sitting right here. I took some of my glue upstairs though. Let's see if it's dried out. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Just going to take some glue and we're going to apply it right to the page. Simple page, but really fun. Lots of techniques in it, isn't there? Just like that. There we go. What do you think? Kind of fun, right? You could add, you know what, if you wanted to take it a step further, what would be really, really fun is if you created some really awesome black splatters. Because you guys know me and black splatters, we're just friends, right? So let's do that just for fun, because we can. We have a couple minutes, right? Noko's probably ready for bed. It's probably, what time is it for her? Like 10 o'clock or something. She has to work in the morning. Some of you in the East Coast are probably like, come on, woman, just finish up. Finish up this show. You guys should know it's never over with Lemore. I just want to keep going. All right, just like that. Fabulous. That's good enough. And then I can go ahead and just stick my fan brush in there. I'm just going to clean it off. Yeah, it dries, the clay dries by air. It's really awesome. You don't need to set it. Oops. Sorry, and then just splatter. Oh my gosh, don't you just love that? Seriously, love that page. Simply awesome. All right. So that, my friends, is the class for tonight. Otherwise, we could be here for another hour. All right. Do we have any questions, anybody, that we did not answer? I know sometimes it's tough to answer all of your questions at once, so just ask away. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. So for those of you watching the recording, thank you so much for being with us at Faber-Castell Design Memory Craft channel. And once a month, we have one of our fabulous designers on here, so be sure to get on our Facebook group and check us out. Oh, am I allowed to show the... Am I allowed to show the what do you call them? Can I find them? They're probably not here. Where are they? They're somewhere here. Here's one. Here's two. I have two of them. Just a second. Three. Can I show them? Are you allowing me? Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and sign off on here, and I'll show you guys some of the steampunk colors.